So in the last episode, we talked about how it was good to get used to standing on volumes when you're doing easy boulders, because then you might encounter a slightly harder boulder like we have here, and there are no footholds, there are just volumes. But now we're used to using them, we're going to be able to really make them work for us. What I did at the start of the green boulder is I used a drop knee to allow me to move up along the volume and do a crossover move to the next handhold. But then I had to untwist my drop knee in order for my right leg to go higher on the volume to reach the next foothold. Mm-hmm. And this is a nice little technique to use. So give me a second. How hot is it today?
It was 32 like 2 hours ago, so I believe that in that hour at the moment could be even in 35 degrees Celsius. So it's quite hot as for climbing indoors.
Although I have heard it said before, there are no bad conditions. Mm-hmm. There is only weakness. Right, so I'll show you the beginning again.
Yes, please.
And then what you're interested in is you're interested in the drop knee, in what my left leg does, right, Marek? So I go into a drop knee first, and then I go back out of it again in order to get this foot, hopefully it will look better this time. So what you have to remember when you have foot placements which are so far away from each other, as this one is that you can't do the movement either just from your lower body or from your upper body, but you really have to engage your hips as well. Otherwise you won't be putting any weight on that foothold and it won't work for you. And I crossed my feet over, didn't I? Yeah. And I really went into this move. So yeah, the last thing I wanted to talk about is the lock-off. The lock-off is a great little technique to use when you're bouldering. And what it means, basically, is once you hold on to something, it could be a jug or a crimp, you lock your arm and keep it in this position. It's a really strong bouldering position. And you can do several moves off the lock-off. So what I did up there, lock my arm off and make the first move. Not changing the position, not changing the angle, just making sure I'm strong in the lock-off. Is that enough?
Yeah.
Okay. But it is really too hot to climb, isn't it?
I believe so. It's too hot to climb, it's too hot to record.
And too hot to work?
I suppose we should be somewhere on the beach, then this is the good atmosphere there.
Yeah. So remember, when climbing, less is more. Sometimes when it's really, really hot and you had planned to do a full 2.5 hour workout at the gym, maybe cut it down to 40 minutes. You won't be necessarily building on your power, but you won't be losing any of that power and endurance.
And you survive.
You survive when it's really hot. Okay, let's end it. My brain is now empty.
Yeah.